565 Pioneer Road, apartment 175, Rexburg, Idaho. Estimated listing price, about $302,000. Lori's apartment. She doesn't live there anymore. Long gone. But that is where JJ and Tylee lived. Maybe where they died. We don't know. But there it is, right there. Take a look. Looks awfully innocent enough. You wouldn't know it by the pictures. But there was something going on in there. And I don't, follow a lot of hocus pocus stuff, but there was something going on in there. There was some vibe left behind. And I don't know that personally, but the people who ended up in there afterwards, they sure felt it. They felt something, particularly the realtor who ended up in that apartment, tasked with selling it from the landlords. Who knows what happened in that apartment? Who knows? But Rick Robinson is an Idaho realtor tasked with selling that home after Lori was arrested and spirited away to jail. He's one of the first people to walk through that townhouse after the police search, and he joins me now live. Rick, you didn't know when you went to scope that listing out. You didn't know the history of that place at first, right?
No, had no idea. To me and my business partner at the time who listed it, to us it was just another listing, just another townhome. We've sold dozens of those. So yeah, I mean, nothing had crossed my mind beforehand.
So is it right? Like, I'm trying to get the chain of events correct. You go through the house, you're in there for the first time, and something just feels wrong, weird. You describe the feeling.
Yeah, really, it was from the second I walked through that door, there was just a dark, the only way I can describe it is just a very evil feeling. Almost kind of makes the hairs on your neck stand up. Almost like you're in a dark room and there's a creepy person standing behind you. I mean, that was kind of the vibe that was in there, and it really took me off guard. I mean, that was not what I was expecting when I walked in there at all.
And you're a seasoned professional. This is what you do every day. You go into homes all the time, and you haven't had a feeling like this before?
No, never, and never have since.
Wow. Okay, so then as you're going through the home, at one point you ultimately are in the garage, and it's all empty. These pictures are all empty, but there were boxes in the garage, and on one of the boxes you saw JJ. Did it start to come together? Did you put the pieces together at that point that this might have been JJ Vallow's home?
Yeah, and that's when it dawned on me. So the garage was the last place that I had gone after, walking through the whole townhome, and, just poked my head in the garage real quick. There was nothing in the townhome. And nothing in the garage except for that stack of boxes that's on right now. And then, I didn't think anything of it, but then out of the corner of my eye, I saw the name JJ on the box, and that caught my attention. So I walked over to them, and, you could tell it was something that a kid was playing with. And then I started pulling some of the other boxes away, and they all said, JJ's toys. And yeah, and that's when it dawned on me. And then I remembered as I walked in, the door jamb was broken. So it all kind of came together at that point once I saw those boxes and realized exactly where I was.
And you texted your wife, and what did she say?
Yeah, I mean, this was, a few years ago now. I can't remember exactly what she said, but I think I had taken that picture to send to my wife, and I'm assuming I told her, I think I'm in Lori Daybell's townhome. And yeah.
It's a lot to process. So tell me about the idea that after that, you just personally could not bring yourself to go back to that place by yourself. Walk me through that.
No. Yeah, I never would. The feeling that was in there was just so dark and so creepy. I mean, again, it's and like you said, I'm not big into the hocus pocus stuff either. Like, that is something I had never felt before. I do believe there's evil spirits and things like that. And there was definitely one in there. And I never wanted to go back there again. But unfortunately, I had to a few times just because, we were tasked with selling the unit. But yeah, I made sure anytime I went back, I was bringing somebody with me. I would not go back alone. The feeling in there was just too dark, too creepy, too uncomfortable.
Do you have any idea who's in there now?
I'm not sure. If I remember correctly, it was an investor who bought it to rent out. So, and I hope everything's great in there now. I'm sure it is. I think we were just in there so soon after things were going on in there, that there was definitely some lingering something in there that I did not like.
Rick Robinson, thank you so much for being on the show tonight and sharing your story exclusively with us. Really appreciate it. And best of luck to you as you continue on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.